Cody Gough, and I'm talking to my great-grandma, Josephine Bardelli. She is 93 years old. She's the one that makes all the holiday pins for my class.
Go.
What was school like?
Well, it was very different than it is today, Cody. We used to go to school. We never had a lunch bucket or hot lunch at school either. We went to school. We had to run home in the cold weather and eat.
What do you mean by, oh, you didn't have any lunchroom?
They had no lunch, no lunches or anything. You went to school and you studied. That's all you did. Then you went home.
How long did you study when you were in different kinds of grades?
We went to school about the same hours you go now, but we didn't have all the extra things you kids have now.
Electricity?
All the extras, no.
You didn't have electricity?
No, we just studied. That's all we did. We had reading, writing, and arithmetic. That's all.
That means you couldn't watch TV or anything. Right?
There was no TV then.
I know. With a lot of electricity, you must have not have had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
that's about it.
Mom did tell me about there was this little kind of Disney World down by the river that used to be there.
Oh, yes, we live by the Rock River. Here, we live by the Rock River.
Yeah, but what was the kind of Disney World thing like?
Well, they used to call that Harlem Park. That was something like a little circus. What would they call it?
Carnival?
Or like a carnival. Well, we called it was Harlem Park.
Yeah, what kind of rides did you have?
They had merry-go-rounds and slides, and they used to throw balls at different things. But it was just like, we thought it was a big show, but it was only a carnival then.
Oh. Okay, let me get this straight.
We used to go on the boat. There was a big boat by the library. You know where the library is? By the library, there used to be a big boat. They called it the Illinois. And we used to go there and get on the boat, and the boat used to go up to the park, to this carnival. It was, at that time, it was far away, but it was only a little past the Auburn Street Bridge. We didn't go there. It was no big, but we thought it was big at that time. We used to have to pay about a nickel for a ride and a nickel for ice cream.
Okay, so was the money any different? Or
Was what?
the money?
No, the money was the same. The money was the same as it is now.
Yeah,
But when you bought things, you didn't need as much money as you need today to buy things.
well, good that's not. How much did things cost?
And everybody had their own chickens. They killed the chicken and ate the chicken. We had the eggs from our own chickens.
Ask about the bread.
Okay, start now.
Well, how much did the bread cost?
We didn't ever buy any bread because there were no bakery stores. My mother used to make her own bread. Everybody had to make their own bread because there were no stores to go buy bread.
Were there were there just outside little wood stores or anything on the outside, just little stores that you only buy a few things?
No.
Like garage sales?
No, there were no garage sales, honey.
Okay, ask this one now.
Okay, now, how much did the candy cost?
Well, when you went to the store, there were little stores in the neighborhood. With a penny, you could buy a piece of candy. Sometimes you could buy 2 pieces for a penny.
Wait a minute, 2 pieces of candy for 1 little penny.
All right, now that's
Right.
Whoa. How much did the meat cost? How much did the meat cost?
Well, the meat was very cheap. You could buy maybe like hamburger ground meat, like 3 pounds for a quarter. Or we could buy pork chops like 10 cents a pound, and steak. There were butcher shops. They did have butcher shops, but not very many people went and bought meat though. Okay.
This ring. And how much did the vegetables cost? Did they just grow or?
Well, the vegetables were very cheap. You hardly bought any vegetables because everybody had their own garden, so they could eat their food. The only vegetables we ever bought was from the farmer in the fall when we used to buy potatoes. We used to buy by the sack, maybe 2 sacks of potatoes, maybe 50 cents a sack, which is about 2 bushels in a sack, isn't there? About 2 bushels. And then we had them all winter.
What did you do for fun?
Well, I don't know if you'd call it fun or not, but we used to go out, when we could go out and play, we'd play hide and seek, or you're it, or hopscotch. And in the wintertime, the river used to freeze and we used to ice skate all the time, or do a lot of sledding.
And do you build snowmen like regular
Yes,
people?
we'd build snowmen. We used to have snow. Sometimes snow would be 5 feet deep high. And we would have it all winter too. It never went away. That's about all there was. There was no place to go. Nothing else.
Well, do you think they kind of called it recreation?
Yeah, that's what we called recreation in those days.
Were your clothes different? Different?
Yes, they were, because my mother used to make all our clothes, our stockings. She knitted stockings for us. We never bought any stockings either. She would knit all the sweaters for the boys and for girls. She always made their clothes. She even made pants for the boys and shirts.
What, did you ever have any swimming pools? What did you do to go swimming?
There was no swimming pool. There was no water. We took a bath. We had to use the same water when we took a bath because we had to go outside and get the water. There was no water, only well water. So there was no swimming, but in the summer everybody used to go swimming in the river. Boys always went swimming down the river.
Were there any diving boards?
No diving boards, no. Tell me what it's all about, okay?
Yeah. This is Zach Gough interviewing Josephine Bardelli for a school report. January 17th, 1991.
Don?
When and where were you born? You and your husband born?
I was born in Freeport, Illinois, April 27th, 1899. And came to Rockford when I was 3 weeks old. And they've lived my whole life here. My husband was born, Steve was born in Italy, March 10th, 1889, and came to the United States in 1910. My parents, Regina and Ambrose Scandroli were both born in Italy.
Do you know when? Do you know when?
When?
Yeah.
I don't remember how old they were.
Okay, did you have any brothers or sisters?
I had 4 brothers and 2 sisters.
You tell their names.
Their names
Yeah.
were Ambrose, Angelo, Charles, and Emo. Anne and Marie Scandroli.
Did you go to school and did other kids and did you go to high school?
No, I attended St. James School only and didn't go to high school.
Did you go to did you work and what did you do and how much did you get paid?
I went to work when I was 12 years old, 4 hours a day, and received 10 cents an hour.
Do you remember what year it was?
I worked in the stocking mills, knitting mills, here for 8 years until I married.
At what age? At 18?
When I got married?
Yeah.
At 18, I was 18 when I got married, 18 years.
When, where, and how did you meet Grandpa?
Well, would I have to put, I met my husband then? Or met Grandpa? Or what?
I met my husband.
Huh?
I met my husband.
Oh, I met my husband in Rockford when he came from Italy in the neighborhood.
In 1910. In 1910?
In 1910.
What was it like to live through the Depression?
Oh, it was very hard living in the Depression because everything was rationed. It was like meat, butter was only available certain days of the week, a limit on everything according to the size of your family. There was always plenty of flour and beans. That's about it.
Where were you married and when?
I was married in Rockford, October 20th, 1917, at St. Anthony's Church.
Did you know anyone, or how did you feel about prejudice against blacks?
Well, years ago when I grew up, there was no prejudice between blacks and whites here in Rockford, because Rockford was a very small community at that time, and everybody was friends with everybody. I can't hear now. You got to talk loud because
Okay.
I can't hear too good, Chief.
Okay.
Now,
Okay, how many presidents did you live through?
how many presidents?
Yeah.
Oh, gee, they go way back. I don't even remember. I think it goes back before Franklin. What year was Franklin Roosevelt president? Do you remember?
No.
See, if you had a history book, you could look at it, you know.
Yeah.
Then you remember the year, then you remember what happened. But like I said, I don't. But I remember him as president. He was in a wheelchair, but he was very active. He took care of everything anyway, although he was in a wheelchair. And I remember when he was president, he had one of his sons, well, I think he was about 8 years old, and he got a blister on the heel of his foot, and the dye from everybody wore black stockings, and the dye from the stockings got in the blister, and he died from blood poisoning from a blister on his heel.
Huh.
President Roosevelt's son.
And
And then he died of a stroke. Of course, it was a shock to everybody, you know, because everybody liked him.
do you remember when he died?
Do I remember
Yeah.
the year that he died?
Yeah.
Well, I can't tell you the year, but I remember when he died.
What were you doing? What were you doing? You know.
What?
How did you find out?
Well, they always they only had the newspaper about once a week. but they always had bulletins, like extra paper, you know.
Yeah.
They used to have a extra, and then the boys used to go around and they'd holler, extra, extra, buy a paper, you know. And then that's how you found out when something big happened. Then they had the paper. You used to go out and buy the paper from the paper boy. That's how we found out. But we had found out before because the courthouse, when they had it, then they used to drape it all with black, all black, you know, and they used to put the flag down. The whole courthouse, that was right here where it is now on State Street, but it was an old courthouse. It wasn't the way it is now. See, this was the center of town at that time.
Okay, who was your favorite president?
Who was my favorite president?
Yeah.
Well, I really couldn't say who my favorite president was. They were all, I couldn't say which one was my favorite president.
Which one did you not like the most? Which one did you not like the most?
Did I not like the most?
Yeah.
Oh, the one we just had.
Bush?
No.
Reagan?
No, the other one. The one they fired. Don't we just, the one that did all the stealing and all that?
Nixon?
Nixon.
Nixon?
Yeah, Nixon. That's the one I hated the most because he was such a big crook.
Okay, do you remember when, John F. Kennedy died?
Who?
John F. Kennedy?
Yes, I remember when he died. We already had television then.
Oh, how did you find out? Were you watching the program?
Yeah, I was watching the program.
And you saw him get shot?
I saw him get shot, They showed the rerun. And then it showed when his brother got shot. Showed all of that, you know, that all happened all in a row.
Yeah.
That was really a shock. He was, you could almost say he was my favorite president, although he wasn't on that long.
Yeah, how did you feel when he died? How did you feel when he died?
Real bad. Everybody felt bad. You can say that. Everybody, Republicans and Democrats alike, felt bad. They didn't show any partiality when he died. Everybody felt bad. But again, you can't say you liked him the most because he wasn't on a long time.
Yeah. Okay, and what happened in Rockford when he died?
Oh,
I mean, did they build a memorial or something?
did they what?
Did they build like a memorial? Or
Not really. They didn't have, they didn't have that much. I don't remember them having that much.
When you got the right to vote, you were 21, right?
What?
When you first voted, you were 21?
When I what?
When you first voted, you were 21, right?
When I first voted?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was an American citizen because I was born.
Oh, were you, how did you feel when you could vote?
Well, I felt like I was an important person.
Were you happy?
I was happy. Everybody was, everybody respected the vote at that time.
Oh.
Everybody wanted to vote at that time, not like now. When it was time to vote, everybody, took it like a big day that day. The factories used to close and let the men go to vote. Some like in the morning and some in the afternoon. It was altogether different. Everybody respected the vote at that time. Not like now. Now they don't care whether they vote or they don't vote.
When you voted, did they have like the booths and everything?
Did they have what?
The booths where you vote?
They only had one booth, that's all.
Oh, They
had a one booth, that's all. They had one booth because there wasn't that many people, they didn't have to wait. But they did have a booth where you went in, and they had one box, you know.
Do you remember what age your husband was when he first voted?
When Grandpa first voted?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I remember when he first voted. That was a big day for him because when he became a citizen, you know, they have to go to the courthouse and then, well, that flag your mama's got on the wall,
Yeah.
Grandpa,
Mhm.
that was when he got the paper there.
Oh, so he
And
really...
they let him home from work the whole day when he got his citizen paper. That was a big day for him.
And was he glad that he could finally vote?
What?
Was he glad he could finally vote?
Oh, yeah, that's what I said. He got his citizen paper, but then he had to wait until they voted, you know, till it was election day.
Mm-hmm.
But they looked forward to it. That was a big day for them when they got to vote. And where they worked, they used to let them stay home the whole day when they got to vote. The foreigners, you know, not everybody, just those that got the citizen paper.
Okay.
You had to be in the United States, I think 7 years, I think.
I think it was 8. Wasn't it 8? Was it 8?
Was what?
Was it 8? 8 years? I think, yeah.
8 what?
8 years.
Or was it 8 years?
Yeah.
Maybe it was 8 years. I know you had to be here because he was here 2 or 3 years before he went for his paper. You apply for it, and then you have to wait that many years before you get it.
So you can't apply... Can you apply right when you get here?
He didn't apply right away when he came from Italy, no.
Oh.
He was here a few years before, because before he got his citizen paper, he was going to go back to Italy. He wasn't going to stay here.
Why didn't he go back to Italy?
He wanted to go back because he couldn't, in Italy, he was a machinist, you know, like a mechanic.
Yeah?
That's what his trade was. And when he came here, he was 21 years old, and he couldn't get a job, you know, for his work. And so he had to do common labor. He went to work for, one of my uncles was a contractor. They built houses and that.
Yeah.
And he went to work, you know, they used to have to make cement.
Mm-hmm.
And he got blisters on his hands. And he didn't like it. He couldn't work that hard. He wasn't used to that kind of work. And finally, one of his friends that was here before he was here worked at Roper's. Well, at that time, the name wasn't Roper, it was Tram Pump. And he got him a job to go in there. So, but he was going to go back. He couldn't stand this work. So when he got that job there, and he went there to work, and then, well, he didn't know how to talk English, you know. You had to have somebody talk for you. And he told him what he could do, and he started making him do different things. And when he knew so much about machines and that, so they put him on a regular machine, like he used to do in Italy.
Did he,
So then he stayed there. Then they changed the name to Roper's. He stayed there until he retired. He stayed there 50 years.
Do you know how many years he was in America before he learned English?
How many years did he work where?
How many years he lived in America before he learned English?
Before he learned what?
How to talk English. You know.
I don't think he knew how to talk when he died. He talked broke, you know.
Yeah.
Well, they learned right away. They had to learn right away. There was no other way he could do. Everything was English he had to learn. Broken English, you know, but he got along. He learned right away.
Could he write and read English?
No.
Oh.
No, he couldn't
So-
either.
He couldn't read the paper.
He could read. Oh, yeah, he read the paper. He used to read the paper. But he read it his way, you know. He always had the dialect, you know. He could never read like we read.
Oh.
He always pronounced it different. But he read the paper. Oh yeah, he read all the paper. Oh yeah, he followed all the voting and everything. Yeah. No, he knew how to, he learned that. But then see, it wasn't that hard because when the children went to school, you know, they talked English, and then he talked Italian, but when they talked English, he knew what they were saying. So he learned, well, he got by with it, but he wasn't no expert, that's for sure.
Is okay, how many years had he been in America before he met you?
Before he met me?
Yeah.
He met me when he first, well, right away when he first came.
When I was 21.
He moved right. His brother-in-law was here, and he came with his sister, and they rented a house near where I lived. So when he came, he come right in the neighborhood.
Oh.
See?
Okay. And
then I was about, well, let's see, he came in 1910. I was 11 years old then. And I used to, all the Italian people, all the people that were here, they were mostly Italian immigrants, you know, that came from the old country.
yeah.
And of course, I was born here. I knew how to talk. And my parents talked Italian, so I knew how to talk Italian. So when they came, I was 11 years old already then, and they always came for me whenever they wanted to go buy something or whenever they had to do something. They always came and got me to go with them, you know, because I talked English, and then I would tell them what they say in Italian, you know. And then they tell me what to say, and I say. So I grew right up with Italian people, you know, like with them.
Okay. And what was it like in Rockford during Prohibition?
What was it like?
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't that much different. Only they had like smugglers that came in with liquor. You know, they used to make. They called it at that time. They called it moonshine. They used to make liquor on, you know, on the sly. They used to make it in barns, you know, places like that. Mostly farmers used to have it. They used to have stills. They make them out of a boiler and that, and they used to have corn, and they'd buy sugar, and they would make, like, they called it moonshine. It was supposed to be whiskey, but they called it moonshine. Is that still going?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it's running out.
Nah.
No.
It's got.
Yeah, they called it moonshine then. And then if you wanted to buy it, then I would tell you, and then you would go and tell somebody else. And then the farmer used to bring it in like at night or something. You know, you had to go get it so you wouldn't get caught.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
if like, you know, when you would like whisper to people where to buy it and stuff.
What?
You know when you would tell people like where to buy it?
No, you couldn't buy it any place.
Oh, I mean where to get it actually.
Huh?
Where you would tell other people how to get it
Would you tell
from the
people?
farmer?
Oh yeah, if anybody wanted to buy it.
Didn't someone like ever accidentally tell a policeman?
Yeah, see, like I knew where to buy it, and then if you wanted, you'd come and ask me, and I'd tell you, tell this person or something, and they'll get it, and then you would go, and then you would tell somebody else.
And
So-
liquor was against the law, totally, right?
Huh?
And liquor was against the law.
Oh yeah, that was against the law.
And,
That's why they called it moonshine.
oh,
If they caught you, they put you in jail.
if they put you in
see, 'cause there
jail.
was no more saloons then.
How long did you stay there?
How long was it that way?
Now, how long did you stay in jail if you were caught?
How did I what?
How long would you stay in jail if you were caught, do you think?
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember exactly how many.
And
They
how
didn't
many?
go out of their way to catch anybody.
Oh.
No. They didn't put radar out to catch them like they do now. You know, They didn't go out of their way, but they knew because the men used to get drunk in that,
Yeah.
And sometimes the people used to get sick from it because it turned like poison, and people would buy it and then they'd get sick from it. So they knew they tried to catch whoever did it, had it. But they called it moonshine then.
Who made the law? Who made that?
Who made it?
Yeah, the prohibition law.
It didn't take long to make it.
No, the prohibition law that liquor was illegal.
Well, when they had the saloons, everybody could you just went to the saloon and bought it. If the men used to go to the saloon, or you went to the brewery where they made it. They used to have like the Rockford Brewery where they made beer and everything. But then when it won Prohibition, none of that could work. So then the people that were used to drinking it and that, then they had to go out to get the smugglers and then the different farmers and that. And beer, a lot of people, they made their own beer, home brew. They called it home brew.
And Grandpa made it here, right?
Beer?
Grandpa made wine here, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. But wine wasn't illegal. Even when we made it, it wasn't illegal. You got a permit, and you could make it, but the alcohol contents had to be low, But the wine wasn't. When we made the wine, we didn't make it like moonshine. We didn't make it. But when we used to make the wine, the mash, the grape that you mashed to get the juice out, we used to give it to our friends, and they used to have the still, and then they would make, and they called it moonshine. It's supposed to be whiskey, but it wasn't whiskey. They would add sugar to it, and then they distilled it, and then they sold it. So we used to give them the mash, because we threw it away anyway. When we were going to throw it away, they'd say, well, give it to me. Then they used to give us a gallon of moonshine for nothing, because we gave them the mash. But they sold until Prohibition came back, until they lifted Prohibition.
Who made the prohibition law?
Well, the government, the state made the law.
And why did they make it?
Well, there was the ladies, suffragettes they used to call them. And they started complaining, and they finally took it away. See? Yeah. We had Prohibition quite a few years. I don't remember how many years, but we had Prohibition quite a few years.
Were there any places that were illegal where you could buy beer? Or
you could buy what?
Like beer and stuff?
Not when it was Prohibition.
So all the places that sold it
like
closed.
I said, if they made it themselves, you could make it at home. You buy malt, and make it at home. But it never was strong like regular beer, It never got that strong.
Okay.
Well, that was about the only thing that you could get was what they call moonshine. It was supposed to have been whiskey. It was more, you could get that. You had to buy that. And if somebody made wine for themselves, sometimes they used to sell it to people that didn't make the wine. That was against the law. You could make it for yourself and you couldn't sell it. But a lot of people used to sell it. They make it and then sell it. But like when we made it, then you got the permit, like you made 2 barrels or 1 barrel. But see, the people that used to sell it, they would get a permit for 2 barrels and maybe they'd make 5 barrels. And then they used to sell it. See, that was against the law. Then if they got caught, that was against the law. Just like if you got caught selling the moonshine, that was against the law. Oh.
Okay.
So
That's it.
the other questions?
We finished them all.
Huh?
We finished them all.